Hello children, how are you? In today's video, we are going to discuss about circulatory system. We have completed our respiratory system in our previous videos. We have also completed our nutrition. Now we are going to discuss about transport systems. In transport system, we are going to study about first internal structure of heart. After that, we'll be studying cardiac cycle. That is nothing but flow of blood in the heart. After completing these two topics, we'll draw the diagram of heart also and you'll be drawing along with me. Okay children, let's get started.
Today we are discussing about heart. Heart is one of the very important organ in our body and we are alive only when it beats. It is located between two lungs and it is protected by rib cage as shown in the image. The size of heart is equal to the fist. You hold your hand tight and see what is the size of your fist. That is the size of your heart. It is a very important organ in our body. It is protected by rib cage and it has pericardial membranes around it for the protection. Let us do a following activity to understand the structure of heart. For this, we need to collect a heart from a butcher, either it is a goat heart or a sheep heart, because we collect it because all the mammals' hearts are having nearly same structure. So if we study the structure of sheep or goat heart, we can relate it to the human heart, which is very close to them. So let us begin the activity. To understand the internal structure of heart of humans, first we collect the specimen of goat or sheep heart from a butcher, because these heart of goat or sheep is very similar to the human heart, mammalian heart. So all the mammals have nearly same heart, so we can go with a goat or sheep heart. There are certain materials required for doing this experiment. What are those materials that are to be collected during this experiment we will see now. Firstly, we will take the specimen of heart that is collected from goat. Keep it in mind that this should be a fresh one. If it is not a fresh one, we could not do this activity efficiently. And we need some soda straws. To observe the blood vessels clearly, we need soda straws and a scalpel blade. This is a long blade that is used for dissection. A tray to keep this heart and a jug of water to wash this. And we need dissection scissors, dissection forceps to do this experiment. Firstly, we need to take this specimen heart and we need to put it in the tray and wash it with the help of water that we have taken thoroughly, so that there is no blood stains that are remaining either inside the chambers or outside of the chambers. So now drain off the water and make the heart very clean. Put it in the tray in such a way that ventricles must face upwards and auricles should be downwards. That means there is an arch over the heart. If you see the heart, you can see an arch over that heart. That arch should be on the upper side and other part should be on the lower side. Now you need to take the soda straw and insert them into the blood vessels that are cut. You can see the cut ends of the blood vessels. Into each blood vessel, one soda straw should be inserted so that the blood vessels are clear. Now we need to keep the heart in the tray in such a way that ventral side is facing upwards. Now slowly we need to cut the heart to open and see the chambers. For this we need scalpel, the long blade that is used for dissection purpose. We'll take the scalpel and we'll cut the heart. Now when we cut the heart carefully, by taking the scalpel, we observe that the structure of heart is like this internally. The internal parts of heart are exposed. If you see the structure of heart, it is nearly pear-shaped. A rectangle outline is there and the shape of heart is pear-shaped, and the wider portion is on the upper side and the narrower portion is on the lower side. That is, apex is pointing towards the down and the wider direction is towards the upper side. You can also see that there are arrangement of blood vessels on the border of the heart. The blood vessels that are arranged on the border of the heart are supposed to supply the blood to the heart walls, and these are called as coronary blood vessels. And we can also see that the thickness of walls of heart is not same in all walls. There are 4 chambers in heart. Between the chambers, white color structures are observed. These white color structures are the structures called as papillary muscles, which keep the valves of heart in their position. Heart has 4 chambers, and the left side of chambers one anterior chamber is there, one posterior chamber is there. On the right side we can see that there are 2 chambers, one on the anterior and one on the lower, that is posterior side. Lower side, posterior side, upper side is anterior side. So there are grooves that divide the heart into 4 chambers. The upper chambers are called as auricles and the lower chambers are called as ventricles. So you can see clearly when you observe the external structure of heart also, there are grooves. Now when you cut the heart internally also, these grooves are very clear. Observe the walls of heart. Arteries having thinner walls and the walls of ventricles are thicker. The reason for this is auricles are receiving chambers and ventricles are pumping chambers. Pumping requires more pressure, that's why the walls of ventricles are thicker. When you observe the 4 chambers of heart, there are some muscular partitions that separate the 4 chambers of heart. Before discussing about that, we'll discuss about blood vessels that are connected with heart. There are 2 openings into the right auricle, blue in color. One on the right extreme side we can see the 2 blood vessels. The upper one is called as superior vena cava and the lower one is called as inferior vena cava. These 2 open into the right auricle. In the left auricle we can see that there are pulmonary veins which open directly into the left auricle. Just below the pulmonary veins there is an opening. These 2 openings are of pulmonary veins. And the largest artery that is connected with upper part of left ventricle, the red color one, is called as aorta. And there are a pair of pulmonary arteries, the blue color one just below the red aorta. You can see blue color open blood vessel. Those are nothing but pulmonary arteries, right branch and left branch. They open from upper part of right ventricle. Now let us see what we have learned by observing this heart's structure. We can also see that heart is covered by a double membrane envelope called as pericardial membrane. Between pericardial membrane, there is a fluid called as pericardial fluid. The space in which this pericardial fluid is present is called as pericardial space. This pericardial fluid and pericardial membrane together protect the heart from shocks. Additionally, rib cage is there, however, to protect the heart from any external damage. There we also observed that the walls of the heart have distribution of blood vessels. These blood vessels are called as coronary blood vessels. They supply blood to muscles of heart. Muscles of heart also require energy for various activities. So to carry that energy, blood vessels need to be distributed to this heart muscles also. Those blood vessels are called as coronary blood vessels. We also saw that 6 blood vessels that are attached to heart. Two blood vessels are completely fixed to heart, while the remaining 4 blood vessels are flexible. The rigid blood vessels are called as arteries, and they originate from heart and supply the blood to various organs. The largest of the arteries that is among the rigid blood vessels of heart is aorta. It originates from left ventricle and it distributes the blood to all the parts of the body. It distributes the oxygenated blood filled with oxygen to all parts of the body. And apart from this, there are second set of rigid blood vessels, which is nothing but pulmonary artery, which is smallest of blood vessels that are connected to heart, and it supplies deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs, because these the blood need to be entered into lungs for oxygenation. So the deoxygenated blood is carried from heart to lungs by pulmonary artery. And the less rigid blood vessels that are present are veins, and there are different veins that carry the blood from different parts of the body to heart. What are those? Superior vena cava is present on the anterior end of right side of heart. It collects blood from anterior, that is upper parts of the body. Those are nothing but head, neck, etc. Inferior vena cava is at the posterior end of heart, which carries the blood from posterior parts of the body like stomach, hands, legs, etc. Left auricle is distributed with pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins are red in color. They are the only veins that carry oxygenated blood. They carry the oxygenated blood from lungs. The openings of auricles and ventricles are protected by valves. Now let us observe the structure of human heart. Human heart is continuously pumping to distribute the blood throughout the body. And when it stops, the life of human being also stops. So it is one of the vital organs of human body. It is located in the thoracic cavity between two lungs. This region is called as mediastinum. The chambers of heart. Heart is divided into 4 chambers, 2 lower chambers and 2 upper chambers. The 2 upper chambers of heart are called as auricles or atrium. Right one is called as right atrium and left one is called as left atrium. And the 2 lower chambers of heart are called as ventricles. Right side it is right ventricle and left side it is left ventricle. Both left and right ventricles are separated by muscular wall that separates both ventricles. Both auricles are also separated by a muscular wall. This prevents the mixing of blood. Deoxygenated blood which is present on right side is not mixed with the oxygenated blood that is present on the left side because of presence of these body walls. The body walls which separate both auricles is called as interatrial septum, or it is also called as interauricular septum. The body wall which separates both ventricles is called as interventricular septum. This septum prevents the mixing of blood between right side and left side. Now let us see the valves of heart. Valves of the heart are open when the blood should pass and they close once the blood is passed. These valves are present between auricles and ventricles, between the upper chambers and lower chambers. The valve which separates the right auricle and right ventricle is called as tricuspid valve. Similar valve is present on the left side of heart. That is between the left auricle and left ventricle, a valve called bicuspid valve is present. It is also called as mitral valve. This valve keep opening and closing because of structures called as chordae tendineae. These are the ligaments that prevent the valves from collapsing. That is, if they close once again, they should open. That capacity to open and close is provided by chordae tendineae. Apart from these two valves, valves are present at the beginning of both major arteries of heart. A valve that is present at the beginning of pulmonary artery is pulmonary valve. If it is open, blood enters into pulmonary artery. And another valve is present at the beginning of aorta. When it is open, blood enters into aorta. With this prior knowledge of chambers of heart, valves of heart and valves of heart, blood vessels of heart, we will learn about cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is the flow of blood inside the heart.
Now we are going to see the cardiac cycle in our heart. What are the phases included in cardiac cycle? Let's get started, children.
Cardiac cycle, that is human heart, starts beating on the 21st day during the embryonic development. It is the first organ to function in an embryo. And once it is started, now if the heart stops beating, it is the death of the organism itself. So it does not stop until a person dies. Cardiac cycle is one contraction and one relaxation of auricles and ventricles. They do not contract and relax at the same time, but auricles and ventricles both should contract, both should relax, then only cardiac cycle will complete. Initially, the four chambers of heart are in relaxed stage. Gradually, the blood from both the vena cava and pulmonary veins fill both right auricle and left auricle respectively. Now the auricles are filled. This blood which is present in the auricles enters into ventricles when auricles are contracted. At this time, both tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve are open. The blood enters into both the ventricles and the auricle starts relaxing. At the same time, when auricles are relaxing, ventricles contract and dump the blood into respective arteries. From right ventricle, it enters into pulmonary artery, and from left ventricle, it enters into aorta. Now, the backflow of blood should be prevented. So, for this, both auriculoventricular valves, that is tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve, are closed and use a sound called lub. Now both the ventricles start relaxing and the pressure on the ventricular valves reduces. The blood which enters into arteries, they try to come back. To prevent this backflow of blood, both the semilunar valves are closed. When both the semilunar valves closed, that is pulmonary valves and aortic valves are closed, a second sound called dub is heard. This is the reason why the sound lub-dub is made in the heart. Now the cardiac cycle, one round is completed. Again the auricles relax, they receive the blood, they pump the blood into ventricles, the sequential events continue again. This sequence of events which continue cyclically is called as cardiac cycle. The time taken for one cardiac cycle to complete is 0.8 seconds approximately. The cardiac cycle has an active phase or contraction phase called as systole, and it also has a relaxation phase or resting phase called as diastole. Contraction of both auricles and ventricles occurs in separate phases, whereas relaxation of both auricles and ventricles occur together. Auricular contraction takes 0.11 to 0.14 seconds to complete, and ventricular contraction takes 0.27 to 0.35 seconds to complete. Whereas joint systole, that is auriculoventricular systole, takes 0.4 seconds to complete. So, blood is pumped to heart at regular intervals. At the tissues also blood is not received continuously, but in the form of a stream it is received. If you put the finger at your wrist and observe, you will feel the blood passing in the artery. You will feel the pressure of blood moving in your hand, and this is called as pulse. The number of pulses that are produced in hand is equal to number of times the heartbeat. So if you observe the heartbeat of different organisms, in blue whale it is 7 times per minute, elephant it is 46 times per minute, in man approximately 76 times heartbeat per minute. In colt, a small bird, it beats 1200 times per minute.
Now, since the diagram of heart is very important diagram in your 10th class biology, I'll show you how to draw the diagram of heart with some tips and techniques. You will also be drawing with me. Come, let's go.
When you draw the diagram of heart, carefully draw a coconut shape down, and in this you need to draw your right ventricle first, and then you should draw the left ventricle. Now draw two circles, one beside the other, just above the wall interventricular septum. Draw the right auricle and then the left auricle. After that, we need to draw this pipe-like structures, we need to draw it and draw these lines as shown itself so that your diagram becomes easy, children. These are actually the blood vessels. Finally, you'll get the shape. That is another set of blood vessels. Now you need to put this blood vessel also. After that, see the branch of this blood vessel, you need to put it like this and draw it carefully, children. Here one reshaped structure which is nothing but valve. Here also in the left side also we are going to draw this structures which make the valve. Slowly, I think you can see the shape, children. One by one you need to draw the blood vessels. Just follow the steps. This is a simple technique to draw these blood vessels. So in this side also we need to draw this blood vessel. Pulmonary veins on either side. These arrows show the movement of blood. So with this, children, the structure of your heart is completed. Keep practicing again and again.
Yeah, children, I think you have learned how to draw the diagram and you also understood the topics, I feel. Let us, okay, we are winding up this video for today. Keep learning, children. Happy learning.